We're back with more of Today with one of the biggest celebrities in the world,
Jennifer Lopez, the singer, dancer, actress, producer, and mother, is now an author, opening up for the very first time about her past relationships and her struggles with self-esteem in a new book out today. It is called
True Love. And I don't know how you picked the cover, because the back is equally as gorgeous.
We didn't know which cover.
Look at the back picture.
Okay, here's the front, which you guys just saw.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And look at the back. Okay.
And all the pictures in between. I mean, can you take a bad picture?
I do take bad pictures and we edit them out. That's the secret to my success.
But they're not all glam pictures either. There's a lot of them that are just...
there's one from rehearsal where I look crap. Yeah.
All right, if you look at the very first line, it says, "This book is dedicated to Max and Emmy, who saved me." Yeah. And when I first opened the book, I said, I can't believe j.lo needed saving.
Yeah.
Like, what did they save you from?
They saved me from, gosh, that's a really hard question to answer in a short amount of time. Yeah. But basically, they taught me what love was, real love was, what unconditional love felt like, which every mom knows and understands when you have kids. So they made me re-examine the relationships in my life and what I thought love was, you know what I mean? So it changed me, and it did save me to a certain extent, because it made me realize I was missing something from inside.
You know, so much of the problem with our business is, you have to be thinking about yourself an awful lot of the time, because you are your own product out there selling it, you know? And you got to think about your body. Sure. You got to think about looking good. Sure. And it can take over, though. You got to feed the beast all the time.
Right.
And a child doesn't care what you look like.
No.
They just need their mommy.
But that's right. That's right. And but it was what I felt for them. Like I said, it changed my whole perspective on my life and my love and what I thought love was.
You talk a lot about relationships, and I was so glad you were so open, because so many of us have been through heartache. I found myself...
Disappointment, huh?
I found myself nodding, saying, that's me on that page, that's me on that page. I think a lot of women will think that. And it's interesting, you said after a breakup, people turn to different things.
Sure.
Some alcohol, some other things. You said you turned to another man, just somebody to scoop you up.
Yeah, right.
Well, that's the thing. You don't let yourself heal. Yeah. And I never thought of that. I just thought, oh, okay, I found somebody else and this is over and that was hard, so I'll just start new. And I thought that was healthy. I was ending one thing that wasn't good and going to another thing.
But you confused, you say passion with love.
Many times, many times. And, you know, I realize now that what I was seeking, that I never became whole on my own. I never let myself heal, and I never filled that hole on my own with my own love, with the love inside of me. You know?
The value.
When people go to the bookstore and pick this up, just to page through it, because that's usually what I do. I look at the first chapter and I read a little.
Sure.
When you read the very beginning of this book, it grabs you by the shirt collar and shakes you. It talks about the day that you kind of started freaking out a little bit because you were realizing your marriage wasn't right. You dive in the deep end right in the beginning.
It was one of the scariest moments of my life, where you realize that I had been suppressing this feeling, this idea that it wasn't working for so long, and it was finally like coming to the surface. And I had a terrible kind of like anxiety attack, you know, and I felt like my heart was beating on my chest. I felt like I was dying. I felt like I was going crazy. I didn't know what was happening to me. And thank God my mother was there. Thank God Benny was there. And I was like, something's happening.
Right. And the irony was, though, that it was at the peak of your most beautiful woman in the world, People Magazine, your #1 song and video in the world.
#1 song and video, #1 television show with American Idol. You know,
everything was going right.
Everything was on the surface. Everything seemed like it was perfect and wonderful, and in a sense, it was. But my personal life was kind of crumbling, and I didn't want to face it. And in that moment, I had no choice.
And he said to you, he was not happy.
Yeah, that was a few months earlier.
Right, and you were trying to fix
and I was kind of like trying to hang on.
Well, when you're an optimist, and you seem like you are, you always think that you can make it better. I'm an optimist. It's going to be better.
Right. Well, that was that moment when that happened. I realized, I was like, well, if he's not happy,
then I'm not happy.
I'm not happy. You know, not because he's not happy, but because I haven't been happy for a long time and I'm not facing it. And he was brave enough to say it first. Do you know what I mean? And so it was like, well, hold on. There's something super wrong here, you know? And the slow realization of that and trying to go, okay, well, we need to get back on track and realizing that it wasn't, of course.
Well, your consistency, the consistent things in your life, your mom, your sisters, Benny, your friends.
Thank God for Benny.
Thank God for Benny is what we say every day.
Thank God for the women in your life. Thank God for the Bennies in your life. You know what I mean? It's just, those are the people that help get you through those times.
And how's your relationship with Marc now? Because you do have two beautiful children
Very good,
together.
thank God.
Yeah.
We have to raise those kids together. He's super supportive of me. I'm supportive of him. Yeah. I think we both deep down wish that it wasn't the way it was, but at the end of the day, I think we feel like it's, a good choice for us and, good for the kids. And they're never going to be lacking for love in any way, shape, or form.
For anyone who's ever gone through anything difficult, gone through heartache, I have to tell you, you'll learn something from this book. I know I did.
And even if you don't, you're going to love the pictures.
The pictures are excellent. Okay, and we should point out that a portion of the proceeds from Jennifer's book will go to the Lopez Family Foundation, which helps improve the health care for women and children.
Yes. It's terrific.
Jen,
Congratulations.
thank you so much.
Thank you, guys.
Moving to New York next year for 5 months.
We're going to be together
On
at the
Thursday night at the
92nd Street Y
on Thursday
night. So come and say
Yes.
hey.
Hey.